Hey everybody, so we are here in the last week of our distance learning. So a little bit of a different setup for us today. I don't have the music on screen. I just can't fit it all on there at once because your assignment this week is to play the entire page. So what I'm going to do here, and this is going to be a shorter lesson than usual because I'm not going to talk through how to practice every individual part. If you're not sure on how to practice something, go back, look at some of the previous videos, and you can get your questions answered there, I hope. So what I am going to do is I'm going to play through this music twice. I'm going to play it the first time through top to bottom at 45 beats per minute. Then I'll do a little metronome reset and I'll start back at 60 beats per minute, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about some of the wind ensemble audition specifics at the end. So let me get into it here. Here is 45 beats per minute top to bottom. All right, excuse me. That was actually a little tough because I had my metronome turned down a little quieter than I really should have had it, but hopefully everything comes through okay there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first turn my volume up, and I'm going to speed my metronome up now to 60 beats per minute, and go ahead and play it through again, top to bottom. So here we are, 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so do not be afraid to go through chunk by chunk and make sure you're comfortable with each of those sections, okay? It's been a while since you've played some of these, so you're going to want to go back and hit each individual section and make sure you're feeling as confident, if not more so, than you were when you turned it in previously, okay? Do not be afraid to go really slow. It's okay. Some advice here for practicing all the way through. 1, do practice your connections, okay? You don't necessarily have to do the entire theme into all of variation 1. You could do the last 2 measures of the theme into the first 2 measures of variation 1, the last 2 of variation 1 into the first 2 of variation 2, and so on. So you're practicing the connections, okay? And gradually, you could make those bigger and bigger still, okay? I'm sure you can do the theme, I'm sure you can do variation 1, but connecting the two is the trickier part. So that's something you're going to want to go through and do. You are going to want to practice this with a metronome, but I don't want to hear a metronome in your full recording, okay? That goes for auditions as well, okay? Don't want to hear that metronome going. You might have heard in the recording that I took 1 measure in between each section, okay? I had 2 clicks, and then I was into the next section. You do not have to be that strict. I was only doing that because I had the metronome on. And if you're practicing with the metronome on, I would recommend you do something similar, whether it's 2 measures, 1 measure, whatever. But that is something that is a way you should practice it, but not necessarily how you should perform it. If you're performing it, take the space in between, let it be basically just enough for you to grab a breath, and then go on. So for example, if I was performing without the metronome, and I'm doing the end of the theme into the beginning of variation 1, so you can hear about how big a break I would take. That's all you need to do. I don't want that break to be too big, okay? It's not an 8 measure rest. That's way too big. Likewise, do not feel that you have to just have it be a quick breath and then go straight on. You could do it that way. You would not be wrong to do it that way. I think the danger you run into is that if you do that at the beginning, because those are the easier ones, and then when you get to connecting variation 2 into variation 3, those ones are a little tougher. And you might just need just that second just to get a good breath and go on. So my advice is just to, when you finish a section, stop, take a good breath, and then go on. Don't make it excessive, but don't feel like you have to rush through it either. When it comes to people who want to count this as their audition, you need to make sure that you put it in a comment to the assignment, okay? Otherwise, I don't know if you want to count it as an audition or not. Everybody is doing this assignment, but not everybody has to count it as an audition, okay? You don't need to put it in the video. You can put it as a comment to the assignment when you're turning it in, okay? Please count as audition, whatever you want to put there. That way I know, okay, this one I need to go back and do separately. There's a separate rubric for auditions, okay? So, make the comment if you're going to count it as your audition. It should be 1 complete video for everybody, okay? Not different parts of videos that you've glued together. When I say 1 video, I mean 1 take, not play the theme, fade out, fade back in, clearly a different recording. I know you'll sound great that way. Everybody is going to be on an even playing field here. 1 video top to bottom. When it comes to managing your stress, making a video like this, because let's be real, that's one of the hardest things. It does hit a point where you just need to accept, I'm not making anything good right now. I need to stop and walk away. Maybe you just need to walk away for 5-10 minutes. Maybe you need to walk away until the next day, okay? I'll be honest with you. I've been working on a couple recordings in this time that we've been home, and I've had a couple days like that where I just had to stop. I can't work on it right now. It's not going to happen. I need to come back tomorrow. And you know what? Every time that I did that, the next day when I came back, I usually got it just how I wanted it in the first or second take. So sometimes that's just what we need, and that's okay, all right? Another thing you might want to do is you might consider just recording everything. Now, this depends on how your setup is and what you're recording with, but we've all had that time where you get that practice run and it's perfect, and then you go to record and it's not so perfect. So you might consider just recording everything. Just hit record when you're doing that practice session, and then if you get a really good one, perfect. Then you can just cut that other stuff out of the video, and now you have it, okay? So don't be afraid to just record everything while you're at it, okay? So the assignment is top to bottom, full page. Small breaks in between are fine. If you're going to count it as an audition, please make sure to put that in the comment to the video, okay? Not in the video itself, in a comment to the video. That's going to be the easiest way for me to see it, okay? But other than that, that should be everything. Don't be afraid to go slow, practice, ask questions if and when you have them, and that'll do it, all right? Good luck, everybody.